there's some interesting things coming through as we expand the collective consciousness and go to places where we've never been before in our human history, or just personal journeys. I think for me, I've never resonated with sort of Native American Indian history, or as part of like my shamanic awakening. And then I was sort of initiated in Jamaica by the Tono Arawak soul spirits that I connected with when I did a tobacco ceremony. And people think this stuff is made up. It's just weird when you don't close anything off, things come to you as signs. And the reason why this is coming out now, sorry, I've not spoken today, so since last night, so I'm not used to words right now. But I've been gifted with a spot where I feel like I'm waking up in a treehouse in the treetops. And there's a eucalyptus tree outside, there's this yellow bird that's just come out, and I'm like, I've never seen anything like it. Oh my gosh. So I've been Googling yellow birds because I didn't get to take a photo to see it up close. I've been Googling yellow birds in the UK, and it was Yellowhammer. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so sometimes, I don't have the infinite knowledge. Well, we do inside of us, but internet comes in handy sometimes. And this is just one person's interpretation of the spiritual or meaning, the animal totem of the Yellowhammer. But it's interesting because I decided to Google it, and because I very much believe that animals and nature give us messages, and spirit works through our surroundings to tease our curiosity or discernment in ways that are for our benefit, our highest good and our protection. And so, seeing this little yellow hammer, I just Googled it. I thought, what is the totem? What's the spiritual significance of that? And again, this is measured. We don't go around doing, Googling every single number we see, every single animal. If people have got time for that, that's great. But, sometimes we have to listen to the ego or the actual inner knowing of like what we get called to, because there's so much information overload right now that we don't need to look at everything. We know what we need to know, and we get drawn to where we need to get drawn to. Anyway, so starting to read about this yellow hammertail and Native American history is coming up. And it's really interesting because obviously, I mean, you can decode things yourself. Yellow is obviously a symbol for the solar plexus, for like power and life force and vitality, and this is all about sort of new beginnings. And it's really interesting because I think there was some form of portal or activation or chapter finale close yesterday, and then I've not spoken since maybe like 9:30, 10 till 11 the next day, and fasted as well. And in these little moments or experiments that we do with our own body and mind, I see that as like a little incubator period or a little acceleration period where we flow, and we just are led by our soul. And I happen to be in the room at the same time this bird come out. And it's a very strong symbol of hope in Native American history. And back in the day, as I said, when I wasn't connected to those ancestors, I have been gifted a guide, and he comes through at specific moments. He's not, they're all consistent, they're always with us. But I have a guide, masculine, tribe leader. I'm not allowed to mention his name at the minute, and I connect with him, and he's, I don't know why I'm getting emotional now. He's a protector of the spiritual realm and the rainbow children. Sorry, I don't mean to be whiny and cry on a video, but you know, when this shit comes up, it comes up. I cry. And we need to connect more with nature if we're still sort of, you know, living in places where we're just surrounded by all these fake synthetic materials and toxins and Wi-Fi and all of this. It distorts the frequencies that arrive in our personal space. And I needed that confirmation. I actually needed that. And even yesterday I had interaction with a crow feather, which I have to say I pick up feathers a lot, and this is the first time I have been gifted one from the crows in the ways that it was, alongside a few other things. And there's just some big shifts. I know everybody says that, and you know, it seems like I might be parroting the collective voice, but you know, we're all connected to that unity consciousness right now, and I am here to just share things. 614 11 11. I don't know what it all means. I think the heart of all of this ego and the human conditional psyche that we're training is like, we have to know. And I don't really think we do. We just have to listen. And so as I connect to the Native American ancestors and guides who potentially might be coming through from many other people right now, those of that lineage in this lifetime, and those who are here as part of, whether we say chosen or whatever, people who know we have a special mission, and we know everybody's got a special mission. As I said, we're not going to go back to, you know, Malidoma, Patristome and the tribes where they know the sacred purpose of these children before they enter the realm. Because it's a game, and the game of winning is to, I now feel, is to interact the least with Babylon and anything fake as possible, and to not enter into exchanges, energetic exchanges that support a belief system that is ruining the people. And so I like to focus on the awakening and the creation of, because it's a broken system, we can't fix it, we can't fix anything. Like, we have to create new programs, new initiatives, new ways of thinking, and many people have been leading this in beautiful fields for a long time now. I'm just speaking as somebody who's sort of self-activated it through, you know, trauma, tragedy, as we all do life. Really, I don't know, 811, 811. New beginnings. I don't really know. Oh gosh, there's a lot of energy. All right, so I'll just say life, tragedy, trauma, healing, sound, working with, for me it's singing bowls and music, consciously working with certain playlists when I go dark, when I need to be by myself, when I don't need vocals, so for me sound and frequency has been an active exploration. I mean, it's been all part of my life because I used to promote music events and know lots of fantastic, been fortunate enough to experience so much live music and that energy, and it's just beautiful. The ancestors speaking as well through creative expression. That I sort of lost the tangent there. I went somewhere, but the whole idea is like, we can all create this little self-observation, this little experiment where we observe ourselves. The ancestors are talking. For me, I have a very deep connection with some specific birds. Listen, people might think that's a bit crazy. I don't care. People can call me crazy. I know what I know, and things have come to light recently where things that I've been through is being validated. The truth will out. 944, the truth will out. So in these times where we might be overwhelmed, we don't need to connect with external energies. Like, we might need to go silent for a day. We just listen to ourselves. We don't need to be on the phone all the time. you know, how do we connect with ourselves? Because the messages that come through in that space, when that time has not been extended to the other, of silence, stillness, and listening. We were learning something in the corporate days of active listening when you're in conversations and you don't butt in and stuff, and that's the active process for everybody, especially when you get excited when people share and you want to share similar experiences. But with active listening, we try to learn to allow people their space to express themselves and not put our own lived experiences into the space where that person is sharing. So that's learning, that's new for us. That was new for me a while ago, and I'm still practicing. You know, I don't believe in perfectionism. I believe in the game. I believe in upscaling, up-leveling, in the ways that many of us are doing right now. So, there was a tangent there. I know the main message is about the Yellowhammer. So have a look in nature. Something might come along and you need a confirmation, and that was really needed for me today, and it's pulled me out of something that was external to me that I didn't want around me anymore. So nature's very high vibration, a natural protector. So when our eyes are immersed in nature, we are healing and protecting ourselves. So anyway, just some random thoughts.